Okay, so one other tool that I use most often aside the ones I mentioned earlier on, we have the rectangle tool. Okay, so the rectangle tool is one tool that you'll be using most often as well, because it's used to do so many things. So to create a rectangle, I just select on this, and then I can just click and drag to create the shape. So I click at one side, drag to create that shape. So what if I want it to be perfect dimension? So you can see this. And one thing about this object in CorelDraw is that it gives you the sizes and you can see over, so it's in millimeters. So this is 108.797 by 83.882. Okay, so I can actually change this to just 200, and then it will be big to correspond with it. Okay, so I want to try as much as possible to look at some of the few other things that this can come with. Okay, so this is for creating a rectangle. So what if I want to create it as a square? So there's no tool here for square, but to create a square is a form of rectangle though, just that it has equal sides. Okay, so to create the equal side, we hold the we hold our control key on the keyboard. You hold the control key on the keyboard while you drag, and then you see it's giving you more like the same ratio or same side, same sided figure, which makes it a square. And to work around it, so as I said, using the corner also reduces it in that same manner. Okay, to paint the rectangle is simple. Just select it and then you left click, okay, or you click, that's the word, right? So you click on the color you want from here. If the color is not suffice or it's not enough, you can double click. We'll come to all this, but don't worry, and then you change your color in that way. So that is for creating rectangles, simple rectangles. So what if there's another use case of creating rectangles? Maybe for instance I want my background to be of a particular color. I can just double click on the rectangle and you can see that it creates a rectangle around my page, so I can make my whole background that way. So in CorelDraw you cannot color, or you cannot change the color of the page this way. You have to create more like a rectangle on top, and to get the most perfect rectangle, just double click on the rectangle and then you are good to go. Okay, so I've deleted that. We're going to look at other things. You can see it's used to draw squares rectangle by dragging into the window. So that's what it does. In here, whenever you click on this small black corner, it gives you other things that are attached to some of the tools. I forgot to mention. So the pick tool has some, which is the freehand pick, free transform. Crop tool comes with all this, but I don't use it on the regular basis. That is why I didn't mention them. Okay, and then we have so most of these other ones over here too. I don't really use most of them, so I'm not going to look at them for now. I'm only considering the tools that I use on the regular basis, as I said. Yeah. Okay, so we have this. So that's all for the rectangle tool for now. We'll be looking at more things you can do with it later on. Okay, and we all are by now, I'm sure you're aware of how to just click. If you don't know how to really use the curve tool to manipulate a rectangle, you can actually go back and then watch the video on the curve tool. Okay, so I'll leave the link to it in the description so that you can actually have access to it. Okay, thank you. So you can actually transform into so many ways, from a rectangle to anything you want to do with it. So that is it for now. I think let me try and combine it with the ellipse tool. Okay, so the ellipse tool, it's more like the circle tool here. So you can see it's used to draw circles and ellipses by dragging in the drawing window. So the drawing window is actually what I show. So there is a drawing window here. So when I just click and drag, I create an ellipse or like an oval creating or something like that. If I want it to be a circle, so a circle actually has the same ratio around it. So I just click and hold control. So I make sure I hold my control while I do the dragging. So you can see that it has more perfect compared to the previous one that I did. So that's how that one also works. And then so that's you using this, and when you come here you can also see a 3 point. I don't really use this. I feel there's a place for that, but I will talk about it later on. So that is it for being able to work around the rectangles, and then also circles, like creating these simple rectangles, squares, and circles. Okay. Thank you for staying to the end of this particular tutorial. This tutorial is part of my playlist on the tools in CorelDraw application. If you have any questions or suggestions for me, I'll be glad if you can drop them in the comment section so that I'll address them for you. And also, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, I'll be very happy if you could do that so that you can be notified anytime I drop another video.